gets me excited is being on the pitch with the players and speaking to the players and trying to help them develop, building contacts with other football clubs, seeing if we can progress players through that, through the pyramid maybe, or whatever it might be, and just trying to get, you know, as much of my experience over to you guys as possible, help you if I can, help the players, as I say. And as a club, I think that we've got exciting plans on where we're going.
I should have just used this, since you don't have audio.
Yeah, really looking forward to it. It's nice to be on home turf. Yeah,
Finally.
In the stadium. Yeah, it was a lovely feeling to get here and see the lads starting to warm up and yeah, make a place our own again.
I think I've always seen myself as a leader anyway, whether I've got the armband or not. But to obviously officially be named as the vice captain, it does means a lot to me. So not change who I was, just got to be the same person, still lead the team, be as vocal as I can be.
I really enjoyed it, you know. It was a really good experience. Great bunch of lads that he's got down there, and I love what he's got going as well.
Guess what, fuckers? In 13 minutes, someone's getting lifted, and it's probably one of you lot.
Skill levels quite fantastic as far as I can see. Some great decision making, communication. Hopefully the most important thing, and it's always been important for me, is that you enjoyed it. If you didn't enjoy it, come and tell me and I'll find a way of making you happy the next time. Alright, so give yourself a big round of applause. Well done. Thank you very much. All right.
Someone said it was the same place, so if it is, then their pitch is cool. If not, they've got 4G.
You think this is Masters football? Mate, have you been on this surface?
Is that yours?
Yeah. Save my knees, man. Why do you think I'm still running around now?
There you go, I'm looking. Hey, Weiss, push it up. Michael, talk to him. He's got him.
It's got to be intense. It's got to be physical. These are a good team.
Game after game, he just takes it in his stride. I think his attributes are clear to see. He's great in the air. He's got a great pass on him as well, also to get the team up the pitch. Communication between me, Michael, Sam, also Eddie, I think has been top notch.
Looking wide now, Victor Yumba. Edge of the box, needs to get in there in case there's a foul. Shower. Oh, Tekker's gone. Shower to Andrade. What a goal.
struggling to keep up with all the moving parts, you feel like you're always playing catch up, that you're always on the back foot, then it's time to change the game. Just like in football, success in business relies on having a solid game plan, teamwork and the right tools to win. Whether that's re-evaluating your playbook, improving communication or saving time, Priceworks is here to help you take back control. Introducing Priceworks, the star player in your digital project management for the construction industry. With Priceworks, managing the project becomes as smooth as a perfectly timed play. Their software tackles everything from estimates, materials, invoicing, quality control and more. You'll stay ahead of the game and focus on what you do best, getting the job done. From plumbers to roofers, scaffolders to landscapers, Priceworks is designed for every single trade. Whatever your field, Priceworks is built to help you win. Priceworks isn't just part of your team, it's the winning edge. Proud sponsors of Stretford Paddock Football Club.
If you want to earn a £500 Amazon voucher by referring a business to Priceworks, then scan the QR code on screen to learn more or visit priceworks.co.uk/Stretford-Paddock. Terms and conditions apply.
There we go. Microsoft hates my broadcasting software. We'll try again. Good morning. Surprised to be here. Wasn't expecting to be around for this friendly, but we are. Plans change, and it's an early one, so that definitely helps it. So, it is Stretford Paddock taking on Manchester Corinthians. Another home tie. For those who don't know, Corinthians are in the Manchester Premier League, so it's another difficult one, like last weekend's was. So, a good test for the lads. But, yeah, not going to be an easy fixture by any means. We're looking forward to it, though. And as you can see there, the team lineup is available. I am just updating that, actually, because we are slightly incorrect. We've had, say, a late arrival of Joe McGuinness, so he has been benched for Zach Bell. So he's getting his name taken out of that one. We've also had illness, unfortunately, for debutant Sam Jordan. So he will be replaced by Lawrence O'Donoghue. So the graphic will update itself in a second. Don't you worry about that. In the meantime, morning to the chat. Let me know how you're all doing. Are we glad to be back? Pre-season is always welcome in my eyes. I will say the off-season was very busy, very dramatic. I'm glad it's over. Right, where are we at? One day I'll have an aide to do all these technical things behind the scene. Beautiful. Dull, hello there. Notch, up the paddock. But yeah, in terms of the third ability, like I say, Zach in for Joe McGuinness due to lateness and due to illness. Sam Jordan is out for Lawrence O'Donoghue. Just adding Lawrence's graphic in. That should update any second. Because I am a stickler for specifics. And there we have it. Yeah, George Hens not back in goal. Joby Smith on the right-hand side. Centre backs of Sam Walker and James Johnson. Dion Kemp on the left. Joe Coleman, Zach Bell, Cam Watters ahead of them. And then Joe Helder and Lawrence up top again. This is not Steve's lineup. So formation-wise, we will see changes. Don't be surprised to see 5-3-2, 5-2-3, 4-3-3, 4-4-2. We'll chop and change. Harris, morning. Morning, Chris. We'll shift ourselves over to pitch side in a second. That's our getting ourselves warmed up. And there you go. You can see a few of them down on the pitch doing their bits. If anyone here did watch last weekend, I'm interested to know what you thought about the game. It's Bollington. For me, 3-1 was a fair result. I think nice to see Joby getting a goal. Nice to see how the play happened. But I also think, you know, they showed why they're a league above us. They had a bit more sharpness than we did, a bit more composure. And again, on a different day, had we had the composure too, and had they had a bit more luck, a different day, the 3-1's more likely, you know, like a 7-3 to them. So could have been a high-scoring game. While we wait, just a reminder of the bench. So obviously we've lost Sam Jordan due to illness, so we're a player down. Joe McGuinness on the bench was meant to be starting, as we said. Lateness will be punished. Mike Otlatunji, Mike Taylor. Not sure which Lawton it is, wasn't told. Presuming Phoenix, would be nice to have him as backup striker, but maybe the return of Noah. Khalid Karufa, who you saw playing up top and attacking mid, sort of floating around last time. Presumably Oscar Amaro, not Gordon, but again, you never know. And then Dylan Frame, also on the bench. Weather's good for it this weekend. Still nice and sunny. Much more of a traditional British summer. Mid-20s at best, temperature-wise. Light breeze. Bright but fresh. That's what we like for football. Playing in the heatwave conditions, I tell you, it was not fun. I don't know if you saw that Joe doing his zigzags as he came on the pitch, warming up his tyres. Again, due for a midday kickoff. Won't be surprised if we're a minute or two late. Now just doing the final checks on the pitch. Clearing some bits off. I'd little finish that from Jerby. So for the game now, lad. Cuba, afternoon. Yeah, it was an okay break. There was a lot going on personal life-wise, so that's all done and dusted with. Glad to be back on the football. As I did say last weekend, I wasn't intending to do this weekend, so plans changed a little bit, which is a bit fluke in a good way. But yeah, this season will be a little bit more reduced in terms of availability to broadcast. So worst case, there will be the VOs, but I'll do as many as I can. And yeah, correct. So we've got Wrexham game in a little bit. And then anyone who is so inclined, there is England-France tonight at 10 as well. So there's a decent little bit of football today going on. By the sounds of it, Corinthians are on their way out. So I've left their name in blue. Wasn't sure what they're going to be playing in. Does seem to be the pink. But luckily, it's a nice and bright one, so not going to be too much of a clash. How's that look on the scoreboard? A little bit close, that. That's better. More about visibility with the top score bar rather than actual colour accuracy. Jakaya, morning. Ref just with the captains at the moment. So we are running a couple of minutes behind, but it's a friendly, it's pre-season, it's the nature of the beast. And what we did find last time around was obviously we had hotter weather for the Bollington game. So we did have hydration breaks. I'm not sure if we'll do that now, given the weather. Say, you know, the forecast showing it's not going to get too hot today. Currently looking like 20 to 22 degrees. So it's very fresh out. So hopefully we get to play a full straight 45. Last time the hydration breaks counted as part of the minutes, so the ref didn't give any added time. It felt like he called the game 2 minutes early, but hey ho. Not 100% is Steve's pitch side, actually. I know he's back, but again, he's only just back. Well, they're underway. Second friendly of the pre-season. Third game. We did have an inter-squad friendly before the Bollington game 2 weeks ago. So the first team take on the reserves. And they are the reserves now, not like the amateurs anymore. They've moved from the Manchester to the Cheshire League. They are a reserve side proper. Only a name, still. Nathaniel, hello, hello. Yeah. So we caught people off guard of our broadcast last weekend because we weren't expecting games. We've been a bit slow on the socials in terms of announcing who we've got when friendlies wise, so Bollington sitting high. Sorry, Bollington. Corinthians sitting high straight away. Offside called early though. Safely back to Henstock we go. Johnson. Now over to Kemp. And again, obviously on paper it looked like the 4-2-3-1. Classic rolls, classic Paddock lineup. It's a good ball over the top now. Cam Waters chasing. Didn't get the touch on it, unfortunately. Couldn't bring it down. It was a great ball into him, though. And he rightly and gratefully puts the hand up to Sam Walker. Interesting to see who's wearing what numbers, though. Looks like Lawrence is in the 9, which is just a little bit confusing for a wide player. Sam Walker deals with it. Will be a corner. First corner against Corinthians, far side. Stu, afternoon. Up the paddock. Paddock deal with it. What can we do now, though? A little bit short of that one. Lawrence gets clipped. Will be a free kick to Paddock. Allows us to reset, get some breathing room, space out. Yeah, interesting to be fair how we're lining up at the moment. Does seem to be Lawrence on the right. I know we can play both sides, but more used to be on the left. Obviously, with Joa being down as the right-sided player. I'm getting a clip there. Gets through it, though. Ref allows play on. Advantage. Zach riding that again. Just a few struggling feet here from Corinthians. We go out left now. Kemp. Piston to Pires. Back to Bell. Looks for the switch. Poor ball. Jamie raised his hands to thank him, but he was a little bit optimistic. But yeah, strangely, held the Perez in the 9. Lawrence O'Donoghue in the Lawrence O'Donoghue in the 9, held the Perez in the 11. Would have thought it'd be the other way around. Cam Watts in the 10, Joe in his usual 7. Corinthians have a lot of space. Clearly Gibbo's instructions are don't go for the high press, offer that mid block. A lot of it will be fitness at this stage and tactical discipline. Big ball over the top. Can't be caught. No offside was given. Had it play on. Hen stuck out to Walker. And immediately the press onto Joby. Smith gets it back though safely. Coleman. You can see how Corinthians move across. Punches the 3s and 4s. They shuffle side to side nicely. On Paddock to keep him moving though. And it is a thing we did not quite enough of, I thought, last season. The sideways movement. Lovely dummy though. Back into the path. Cam Waters with expert spin there. Good strength. Ball through the lines. Into the path of Smith now. Driving at the box. He's having the shot. It's a great sliding interception that. Deflecting out for a throw-in. Near side. Dool, do you mean the heatwave is over? It's done with? Or do you mean it's finally reached you? The English language. Difficult to know. Yes, I'm glad it's dropped a bit. I like the hot weather, but it's just there's no, especially in our old buildings, no reprieve from it. Throw goes in the box, bouncing dangerously. Paddock jumping dangerously. Corinthians looking to break. Good slide tackle that. I think the foul was given from before rather than that tackle. So I think the advantage is the thing that couldn't be played on. That was a very clean tackle. So didn't seem like the ref was annoyed or any of the players were either. Yeah, it's saying 20C here in Birmingham, England as well. Like I say, perfect conditions for football, really. Well dealt with by Johnson. Ref getting out of the way. Bell chips into Perez. Has to deal with 3 people on him. Does lose out. Again, this is what we have pre-season for. Get a bit of the rust at the system. There will be a few errant passes. There will be a few tired legs. Heavy breathing. Even if players have been doing exercise and stuff and keeping in shape over the off-season, you will always have an element of, match fitness. Corinthians looking to cut through the lines. Sam Walker is the one he's passed to, though, so Sam Walker gets it back for Paddock, and we'll look to put it long. A good ball out wide. Offside given. Would have been close. Joe was playing off the man's shoulder. Might have taken one stride too many. Donahue pressing the 6. Back it goes. And a nice line you can see here. 4 or 5 people for Paddock blocking in that mid. Does look a bit boring, but again, big dog versus underdog. They've got to play sensibly, smartly. Just starting to probe through the lines a bit as Cam Waters presses now. Good bit of pressure. Keeps on his toes. Second guessing. Joe's turn now. Again, drops off. He's forcing it back to the keeper. Just back out to his wide left. Paddock's starting to ramp up though in terms of position up the field. Starting to crawl forward. And again, it's important to know if that's part of the plan. Committed. It's a good ball though from Kemp. Now, Pires. Edge of the box. Oh, he should have shot. Teammate saying, need to shoot. And Donahue tried to keep it. Win it back even. But will be Corinthians throw. Taken quickly. And now they pass around the back. And you can see why they did well in the Manchester Prem. He says as they scuff that one out for a throw into Paddock. Yeah, Corinthians, I believe they were 3rd or 4th last year in the league. They're good under pressure from post side. I think we'll be saying that a bit this season, Notch. Got many strengths, Elder Pires, but sometimes doesn't pull the trigger quick enough. But it's not like it's not something he knows, Everyone's got the skill sets, and there's a reason people are playing in, the Cheshire Leagues. Coleman. Skipped a few tackles. Takes a crunching one through as well. Back with the Corinthians. And now they're pushing down the line. It's a good ball around. Sam Walker in for the tackle. Gets skipped. Bought a little bit of time though. Corinthians looking to take advantage quickly. Ball goes in. Doesn't go in. Blocked by Paddock. Corinthians first to it. Smartly recycling possession here, Corinthians. Ball through the line. It's clever, just not quite right. Striker either couldn't lose his mark quick enough or needed the ball slightly differently. Let's see what they're trying to do though. Deceptively break the line. Rather than going for the obvious target, go for the one behind. Johnson across to Walker. You can see the immediate pressure. See Smith trying to hang out wide. Now pushing central so he loses his marker. Draw someone else instead. Big run in there from Joa. Dindraj, he's got Smith in the middle. Squares the ball in. That's a foul, surely, ref. There we go. Early penalty to Paddock. That's what he meant about Smith running inside, losing markers, gaining new ones. Pro Peep off the scent. We'll see who takes it. Probably be Joe Dindraj, the captain. Has a decent penalty rate. So he probably has scored more than he's missed, but we have seen a few stinkers over the years. So, so a few of those ones the lads have even taken the piss out of him for. So hopefully it's good Joe today. When he nails his hit, he scores some very tidy penalties in the bottom corners. Dangerous to take them. And lovely finish bottom corner. Paddock take an early lead in the 13th minute, thanks to the captain, Joe Dandraj. And just like that, Paddock have the lead. Few instructions there from the Corinthians bench about who needs to track who on the right hand side. Need to organise. There we kick off again then, just confirmation though. Paddock 1 up, thanks to Joe. That's that graphic a bit tidier as well. I agree. Good goal, nice start. Paddock sticking to a game plan. Breaking when they can, pressing when sensible. Rather than just going gung-ho. I'm not saying that's the case under Steele or Gibona, regardless of who's in charge. Just a case of, Oh! And Waters pulling one out the bag there. Forcing a save from the keeper. It'll be corner near side. Interrupted my flow. I'm just going to say, sometimes Paddock have had a history of either getting a bit riled up, losing heads a bit, or just not quite following the tactics. That's definitely something we've seen, personnel being much more composed in the last couple of seasons. There's been a bit more of that, that team spirit, that synergy. The corner comes in low, fizzed into the box, cleared straight out. Corinthians dead easy for them, that. Now it's a 1v1 situation. Great take by the forward. Zach Bell chasing, can't keep up. Keeper's near post. Great stop with his feet. Paddock get away with that one. Coleman. Punted forward, straight back into Corinthians. Pires chasing. Gone down line. Still in play though. Smith cuts behind Walker to cover. Does the interception properly. Shanks up the line. Can he keep it in though? Corinthians actually will be there to it first. A bit poor from Corinthians. I thought they could have done more with that. Waters. Good tackle that. Strike can't get it though. And back to headstock it goes. Little flurry of activity there from Corinthians, but Paddock right out the storm. Again, Paddock passing around the back, just the side-to-side motion. And deflect there for a throw far side to Paddock. Walker. Swings it sideways across the Bell. Out left now. Kemp. Goes long. It's a bit long that. Straight to the keeper. I have the rough idea of what he's trying to do. Trying to find O'Donoghue, but... Weather's going to be gloomy as well. The sun was out. Back in. Oh, that's a dirty haze going on. I do wonder if Manchester's going to see some rain, which would be really funny because they didn't predict any rain for the next week. Now starting to see some of the hosepipe bands coming in the UK. Smith heads it to the path O'Donoghue. Smith making the run again. There's your 1-2-3 pass. Smith keeps it in. Ref's giving it as a goal kick. Thought he had plenty of time to get that, so it feels like it's a Smith error, but you never know. It was a heavier ball than it looked, but he just lost his balance. Corinthians push in, but the press comes. There you go. The chase back from Cam Waters was good. Forced the error. And again, if Paddock can keep this up, just keep playing, disciplined. Stick to what we've just done. We got one break of a penalty, yes, but all it takes is another one. A 2-goal lead. Not saying we've been the better team, but certainly the more disciplined. We got a 2-goal lead. I think they would push a lot more onto us and open us up chances to break in behind. But again, that's why it's as much a test for them as it is for us. Paddock want to play tougher oppositions, get ready for trying for promotion again. Corinthians want the fitness in the legs and the lungs. Donoghue's quite deep here on this right hand side. Safe play from Paddock here, just recycling the ball. Walker. Again, Smith went for the gambles. That's why O'Donoghue dropped deeper. He did a sideline call though. Sam Walker told to keep it. Don't go for the Hollywood ball. He did. Long ball forward. Balls are offside. Nothing given. Hugging that touchline. Oh, he's given the throw. I honestly thought he kept that in personally, but. Again, just hurried there. So you can see Joe Coleman's frustrations in terms of, the pattern of play they were supposed to be doing. It hasn't executed. It's like, you're right in the sense of, you know what we should be doing. But things change in a game. Whether someone's tweaked a muscle, their breathing's just not quite back yet. Sometimes, they forget. Sometimes these things happen. You've got to be a bit more aware in the moment to, is that person going to make the run? Walker covering. Back to Henstock. It goes safely. Ball over to Walker. Smith. That's the keeper. Again, the three's pressing Joby every time he gets a chance. Clearly worried about him. And the camera just doesn't want to follow that ball. An offside, surely. There we go. The latest call possible. Both teams pissed off with that. Blatantly off in the first place. I know they're saying never off. No, blatantly off in the first place. And then waits till he gets the touch at the edge of the box to get rid of it. What? Out wide to Smith then, just below the camera. Switch from Walker to Johnson. Drives a bit. Up the line. Clattering one there on Joa. Paddock will inch their way up the field. Definitely does it from Paddock. Good ball retention. So if Lawrence had been aware there, I think he could have intercepted that from the keeper back to the defender. So we talk about fitness and focus. The two go in hand. You're not fit enough, you don't think properly. That is speaking from experience. Big foot through that one from George. Well dealt with there by Corinthians. Twice in a row, 3 times in a row. Make it 4. Good control. Deflected back in the air up the field. Waters. That's a foul from Bell, surely now. The good control. Sam Walker got flummoxed the first time, dealt with it second. Great block there as well. Keeper claims. Just riding our luck a little bit, Paddock, at the moment in some of these defensive situations. Coleman in the right back position, strangely. Sets it to O'Donoghue. Back to Walker. Into the path of Cam Waters. Again, can't quite get there, got 2 on him. Corinthians live to the fact and alert. Cam Waters is a bit of a danger. They push now. Well played offside trap there by Paddock. Back out from the keeper to Dion Kemp. Last see Dion playing for his knee injury. You get a bit of it at the end of the season, but starting the game is always a great sign. Heavy touch there. Joa couldn't get to it though. Forcing Corinthians back. "26 minutes into the half. Not been that exciting really, but again, top league team against the league below, even if it's different league structures. Hierarchy wise, this is going to be a tough game for Paddock. Great ball through the lines though, tries to shoot straight away, clips it across actually. Good interception that. Slide tackling and stepping down from Walker. O'Donoghue now. Gives it short. Waters. Oh, it's a lovely bit of footwork there from Cam Waters. Pushing for the edge of the box here. Loses out. It's a good tackle. Smith. Now driving. As a dink. 2 easy for the keeper. I like the fact he's willing to have an effort, Joby. What do you want to see? Because he's more than just a right back. He can play right back, right wing, right wing back. So he plays all that side completely. Cam Waters now. Will he have another dink? No. Plays short. Heavy touch by O'Donoghue. Dinks across. Still in the box though. Well kept by Paddock. Smith. Floated into back. Heading clear. Paddock will get to it first though. Again. Keeping the ball move around. Out with Kemp now. Into Coleman. A little bit of a heavy touch. And now we find Sam Walker in acre space. Will he have a shot? Ooh, just curling outside the left post. Like the idea, just not quite right. Charge that. How you doing? For anyone who missed it, might not have been there early enough. Paddock leading for a penalty. Joe Dendrash converted in the 13th minute. Nice bit of a driving run down the middle from Joby Smith. As the ball came in towards him, he gets a touch, gets tackled. Clear penalty. Coolly finished into the bottom corner by Joe. Coleman into Smith. Nice control. O'Donoghue. The cause to carry. Just like that, intercepted. And that's been, I think, the big issue that Paddock have had so far this half. They've got the vision to see where people are. There's no doubt in that. Just the execution is a little bit too obvious, a bit telegraphed. You know, Corinthians have the same eyesight. Say, okay, you're going to pass to him. We'll just intercept it or block him. Corinthians throw in front of the dugouts. A good throw down the line. Hoofed back up the field, though. They'll have to restart their attack. And back to the keeper in blue they go. And we said Paddock happy to give them a bit of space at the back, let their defenders play with it. Pack out the midfields with that mid block, cause some trouble. We could have left that one, but we didn't. Will be a Corinthians throw halfway up the pitch. In our half, sorry. Nice chance for them to squeeze up. So we've had some clutch defending so far. All it takes is 1 arrow though to let them in. Got to keep up the focus we've shown. And you see just the steady pressing there from Waters. Didn't rush in, didn't dive in. Just nibbling away at the ankles. Good breakthrough line there. Now, Corinthians. Space to travel. Another good ball in. Intercepted by Paddock. Turning around now. It's a bit dangerous that. Ball flowed across. Hand stocks. There we go. And rolled straight back out to Smith. And what's trying to be techie. Gets tackled. Jump tackle avoided. Had it playing through it. Nice. Best composure. Kemp and Coleman getting us out of trouble. Ball switched over to Smith. Bit weak though, that pass. He shirks the challenge. Nice bit of right-left footwork. Now, Bell. Good drop of the shoulder. Brings it back round. For me, Coleman's a bit too close to me. I know he's making the pass to him, but it's like just, you know, triangles, and then there's just not really occupying any space. And then hopeful ball long. Joe is not going to get there. It will be a throw to Corinthians. Well, I think that sums up the half, really. Just Paddock have ridden the luck a bit, but shown some pretty good composure in tight situations and a willingness to go for a tackle rather than be scared of giving away a penalty. But just a few of the... Oh, that's a good ball. Well dealt with by Henstock. Goes long. Corinthians held his claim a bit of a push. It did look like it was a bit of a push. As O'Donoghue brings it back. Coleman. Nearly calls to slow it down. Smith. Still Coleman to his side. There you go. Triangle play. Oh, he couldn't get a touch on it there. It's a nice idea into the path of Held Pires. O'Donoghue. Coleman. Smith's out wide. Acres of space here, unmarked. Looking for the cross. Goes short to O'Donoghue. Also got his head up for the cross. Floats it back. Just about took out the air there. And that might have cost Paddock the advantage, though. I think that's a great sliding tackle. Paddock get away with it, though. Still have possession. Swung in. Swung back out. Walker into Bell. Boy, could have gone forward there, but never mind. Johnson. Out wide now to Kemp again. Trying to do a bit of give and go, Perez. Didn't quite work. There will be a Paddock corner on the far side. Yep, pretty accurate summary, Stu. Some of the build-up football's nice, but we have been wasteful. And the thing is, let's say, you know, the vision's there. They're seeing things and going, oh, I can do that. They're not executing it enough. And that's where sometimes you've had the shouts from the sidelines, whether it's Gibbo, whether it's someone else saying, you know, keep hold of the ball. Corner comes in. Dealt with near post by Corinthians. Dealt with again. Well intercepted from behind. Paddock need to get rid of this. There we go. Heavy ball back to the keeper, but Corinthians aren't chasing. Again, this is where Paddock just needs, composure, calm, get back into that routine. That's wasteful from Kemp. Loads of space here for the 24. Puts it wide, inside the edge of the box. Ball comes across. Stab attempt at the front post. Corner's been given. Near side to Corinthians. Ref's claiming that Henstock saved it over the line. It was a momentary protest, but... yeah, I'm going to say LA corners now. Paddocks have been a little bit too short for me. A bit too near post. Theirs comes in deep, really deep. It will be Paddock's ball. Rest blown. I believe there was a shove at back post. He's pulled up for. Yeah, it's probably the worst pass we've seen in the game so far. We've had a few speculative ones going forward, but you can forgive a few of those because it's an offensive one. You're quite high up the pitch. A few wasteful balls from whether it's from, Joby, Sam Walker, Lawrence, whoever, just hopeful ones trying to find paths. And a couple of them have come off, though. Oh, there we go. Coleman doing the same as Dion there. That was probably even worse. Edge of the box of Corinthians has a shot. Good stop by Henstock. Parries it, claims it again second time. Need to wake up in that midfield. Otherwise, Coleman's coming off at half-time for McGuinness. Kemp will be coming off someone as well. Smith getting pressed straight away. Heads it through the gap. Has the pace to get through. Loses out, but gets the stab on it to push it backwards. Coleman pressing there. It's been cheeky. Sticking his heel out, see if he can block any surprise pass. Ball in, great interception. That was great from Corinthians. I'm just baffled they didn't finish it. It was a beautiful bit of play. Well worked. 3-on-1 effectively. But again, Paddock living a charmed life, it seems. Waters failing to find the ball out to left wing. Corinthians back on us. Less than 10 minutes left in the half. But the pressure's starting to show. Well intercepted. Ball for the Lions. Shove from Coleman. Again, he's got to be careful, Joe. Not having the best first half. And I think the case in point as well, obviously we're talking about, being wasteful and stuff. You can see when they're doing the 1-2s and pass. Oh, for God's sake, ref. You can see when they're doing some of the 1-2s and just working their way around us. We're not following quick enough. Like, Helder, Cam, Joe, and Zach all then in 4 different instances went to their man. The ball was passed to a different player. They didn't track their man then. They just watched as it went beyond. Which again, pre-season, you know, there's going to say fitness will stop you sticking to some of your usual efforts. But, you know, we're going to call out the weaknesses when we see them. Chip ball over the top. Hasn't blown. Oh, wow. Corinthians fans clearly brought a few. Obviously, it is a Manchester team, Manchester game. But, yeah, the fans they brought are not happy with that one. Players speculatively gone for a shot. High and mighty. Had players over. Could have squared the ball. But again, that's what I meant by the fact it's Corinthians pre-season 2. They aren't going to be free of mistakes, fully fit, all that sort of stuff. Harris gets a lucky deflection there now. Then Draj, driving with the ball. Got 2 chasing. Into the edge of the box he goes. Ball softly squared across. Dead easy to deal with that for Corinthians. Deflects off the back of a player. Manages to hook it down the line. Sam Walker instead. This is a good man. Yeah, a few technical faults from Paddock. Resolved with one big header. Better from Coleman. Checking his shoulders as soon as he loses man there. Drifting back a few steps. Occupying that line of sight rather than necessarily man marking. It's just blocking the path. Carrick style. I don't need to stay with the player if I can block the route game team. Sam Walker with a wild challenge. Misses out. Corinthians into the Paddock box. Right hand side. Squares across. Well dealt with there by Smith. Will be a corner far side. In the 40th minute of play. Get it out. Edge of the sideline. Will be a Corinthians ball, I believe. Yep. Yeah, I'd agree with that, Flash. I thought he had a good game last game as well against Bollington. I think he's a very tidy selection. I think a few people have been alright. I think, I don't think Lawrence O'Donoghue's been too bad. Would have liked to have seen Sam Jordan. Obviously, illness sucks. But would have liked to see what Sam Jordan's about to be picked starting. And again, we know some of these people in terms of, Helder, Zach, Coleman, those people, they're Dion. Well established in the side. But it's about, seeing what more we can get out of people who played a little bit less last season, like Lawrence. And there were a few injuries in there. And also your newer picks, like Joby. Same for James Johnson. Seems to be fitting in quietly and nicely at centre-back. Did play with Sam Walker last week, but also there was Junior in the side. Not in today. Not sure if he's with any, there's 21s or resis or anything like that. Just unavailable. Long ball headed back into play. Dealt with by Paddock. And then poorly dealt with by Paddock. And the ball's back with Corinthians. Too easy for the lines, that. Corinthians again inside the box. Keeper's going to come across this. Good bravery. Roll that into Walker. Nice ball forward. Bell. Back to Kemp. Waters to Bell. Coleman. Punts it over the top. It's onside. Definitely onside. Oh, it's poor. Heroes showing too much to the defender. Not sure what's going on here. Steady around the back, Corinthians, as they have been all game. Looking to break our back line. It's a good run over the shoulder. Keeper gets a stab away. He's well out of position here. It's going to be a goal for Corinthians, surely. Oh, Sam Walker blocks edge of the box, though. Number 3's having the chance. It's off the post. Edge of the box, still Corinthians. How will Paddock surviving this? I don't know. There's a crunching tackle. And somehow, after all that, I mean, the player's down for Corinthians. But yeah, as Luna Red on Twitch says, how has the ball not gone in the net there then? Just insane. The keeper's come out, then gone further out, been rounded. He's on the floor at one point, Henstock is. And they haven't just belted it into the goal. They've come closer, had a deflection, had another chance, hit the post. Yeah, that was wild. Just a moment of madness from Paddock, 2 moments of madness from Corinthians, another moment from Paddock. I can't even speak. I'm just gobbledygook at this point. Nearly half time, nearly chance for a reset. It looked like Dylan Wilson down there, but maybe I'm misinterpreting. Ref's given that against Corinthians. Cam Waters did fall dramatically. Nearly done with the first 45. Be amazed if we have anything more than a couple of minutes of stoppage, but we'll see. Corinthians pushing. Good dummy through the lines. Stabs it through. Misread. Not sure what's going on with the communication there. And there you go. Never mind. No time added on. Ref calling half time there. Oof. That was a strange first half. Had it lead, as we said before, thanks to a Joe Dangerous penalty in the 13th minute. Good bit of chopping and changing with who's on the right, who's in the middle. Allowed Joby Smith to get a touch in before he got tackled in the box. Was a clear foul. Nothing malicious, but still, they all count. And a nice finish from Joe into the bottom right corner. Past the outstretched keeper. Here's Paddock. I suppose a well-deserved lead, really. It's a strange one. I think, we've ridden our luck for sure. They should have equalised there. But at the same time, a bit more composure. Paddock could have done more danger in their box too. And a few wasted balls, chances, held her in the box. Didn't shoot. Held her in the box second time. Couldn't square the pass to Lawrence, So just a few chances where Paddock had the numbers advantage. Not really punished. So realistically, a 1-goal lead, 2-1 should really be. But we'll take it as it is now. Right then, as always, we're going to go and put ourselves on the BRB screen second, just grab a drink, sort ourselves out. We'll be back with you in a second, so don't go anywhere, and we'll be back for the second half action, because last time, the half time was shorter, so don't be surprised if it's the same this time. See you in a second.
All right?
Someone said it was the same place, so if it is, then they're pitching. If not, they've got 4G.
This is Masters football. Mate, have you been on this surface?
Is that yours?
Yeah. Save it on these, man. Why do you think I'm still running around now?
There you go. I'm looking. Florin. Weiss, push it up. Michael, talk to him. He's got him.
got to be intense. It's got to be physical. These are a good team.
Game after game, he just takes it in his stride. I think his attributes are clear to see. He's great in the air. He's got a great pass on him as well, also to get the team up the pitch. Communication between me, Michael, Sam, also Eddie, I think has been top notch.
Looking wide now, Victor Yumba. Edge of the box, needs to get in there in case of the foul. Shower. Oh, Tekker's gone. Shower to Andrade. What a goal.
Yeah, my name is John Shin. I'm a good friend of Steve. I don't know if he'll agree to that, but he asked me to come to watch his game today. I traveled here to watch the Manchester United versus Tottenham Hotspur match tomorrow, but I thought I had a little bit of time, so I thought I'd show love to Steve and Paddock FC. And honestly, this was absolutely sick. As an American coming out here, just the full experience, the rain, the crazy looking pitch, everything is incredible.
And we are back. Thank you for waiting. So, half time. Paddock 1, Corinthians 0. Yeah, talk to us about that in the chat. Let us know your thoughts. And as Luna Red said just before we finished, not keeping the ball well at all the last 10-15. I think that's fair. I think fatigue, it seems, and I'm sure you'll have your opinions, seemed like fatigue and that early season fitness was an issue there in terms of having the composure, the willing to make the right moves, the right positions, the right passes. So yeah, we'll see how the break handles that, and if we can start off the second half the same way we started the first year. I thought we were very disciplined, very controlled at the start, very sensible in our approach. And I think you can still see the patterns, how we're trying to move it side to side, steadily build our way up, almost like work from left to right, up a bit, right to left, up a bit, it's almost a bit like Snake on the old Nokia phones, just, chipping away at it. But again, we've had a few killer passes from the likes of Joby and Sam Walker. I've also had a few failed passes from the likes of Joby and Sam Walker. We had a couple of horrible whiffs from Dion and Joe Coleman that nearly put us in the shit. But again, it's pre-season, mistakes happen. Not like they're doing it deliberately, but these things were problematic. And yeah, for me, there's nothing that we haven't seen last season. Just a few concerns regarding, Elder Pires in that box area. Just need a little bit more out of him. I'm just trying to see as well. Okay. Yeah, we did briefly lose the Vea for a second there. Seems like there's a bit of a signal issue on the other end. Keep an eye on that. The final first half, and then suddenly problematic. Luckily, players aren't back out yet, so there we go. The stream seems to be back up, so give it a second before we go and rejoin it. It does seem like it's an internet signal quality on the end of the Vea rather than anything with us, so not our problem. Interesting as well, Lewis, who's out there doing videography for us on the sidelines, getting some highlight clips. Just saying, obviously the Corinthians have brought a few fans, as we heard, in a local team, bit of a derby game. And Joby used to play for the Corinthians, so that's a bit of added incentive for some banter too. if we managed to poach him from there, if he was actually well rated, it's pretty interesting. So maybe he was just not happy to be a backup, waiting for his chance, wants to start and progress now. Because one good season with Paddock, you're in the same level of league that Corinthians are, and you've earned your way into a starting spot by that loyalty and that promotion. So I can see the logic. A few of the players starting to come back out now, so we'll switch over to the main event screen again. There we are. Again, we were a couple of minutes behind from kickoff. I believe we do have to abide by timings for what happens where. So we'll probably have to be off by 1:45. I don't be surprised if half time is done in 3 minutes, if not sooner even, the rate we're going. And just looking at that as well, looks like we have made a couple of changes. Sorry about that. I get for using WhatsApp on the computer. Just trying to ask who's been subbed, if anyone. Yeah, we'll figure it out as we go along. Just a reminder, then, team sheet. So that's your lineup. Obviously, we saw that during the halftime break. Anyway, subs bench though: Joe McGuinness, Michael Olatunji, Mike Taylor, one of the Lawson brothers. I'm assuming Phoenix. I don't know if Noah's overcome his hip injury at the moment. Khalid Karufa, who you saw last week. Oscar Amaro, presumably, though both him and Gordon, his older brother, have played Paddock. And Dylan Frayne on the bench. Either that, Harris, or we get like a Scottish sponsor, Tunnock's Tea Cakes or something. Seeing as they're all inherently Anglos, that historically come from that land. Coleman's pretending he's a Manc, but really he's from Glasgow. Okay, lots of changes. As I've run over my headphone cable, so I lose all audio. So, substitutions there. Because there have been some. This is coming from the horse's mouth, and by horse I mean Lewis. Michael Olatunji on at half-time for James Johnson. It is Noah Lawson making a return for injury. And it is Dylan, Noah, and Joe McGuinness into midfield. So that is Cam, Joe, and Zach off. Khalid will take up the centre-forward spot instead of Helder Pires. And it's Gordon O'Mara, not Oscar. So it is Gordon in for Lawrence O'Donoghue. So we get underway again. But yeah, we'll confirm some of those bits again for you as we go along. Olatunji. Yeah, Henstock in net. Kemp, Olatunji, Walker and Smith as our back line. Midfield 3 of Dylan Wilson, Joe McGuinness and Noah Lawton in the 10. With Gordon O'Mara, Joe Adendraj, wide of Khalid Karufa. Hopefully that all makes sense to you. In the meantime, it looks like rain in Manchester, genuinely. We've talked about the weather forecast saying you will not get rain for a week, if not 10 days. The UK is struggling for rainfall. If it's not raining in the background, it's about to piss it down. Lawton. Into Karufa. Good running there. Rides the challenge. Yeah, he couldn't clip him. Now, look at him go. It seems like he's tackling himself, though, Khalid. Deflect it. Can he get in front of his man? Good bit of strength. And the throw will go Paddock's way. Nice battling there. Dion gets his jog on, up the line. Health max up the fucking Paddock. Indeed. And for anyone who knows Saul as well, Saul's been getting heckled to bits by the Corinthians fans. So, on the one hand, that lad, leave him alone. But on the other hand, pretty funny. Kemp with the throw. Kicked overhead into the box. Taken down. Lawton chips it into back post. Not sure if he was trying to find a pass, in which case it was wonky, or he was trying to shoot back post, in which case it was off target. But first game back in a while, really. Been a little bit concerned of his injury. And for me, he's one of my favourite players. Very underrated in terms of his movement. Foul given against Olatunji. Shove in the back. Will be a free kick to Corinthians on the edge of the centre circle. Wilson getting scrappy. Karufa. Whoa. Some crunching tackles in here. Karufa gets it. Oh, Lawton getting clipped in the heels as well. Corinthians right in a bit of their luck. They were a bit unhappy though in the first half in regards to the ref allowing some stronger tackling. They thought Paddock were getting away with a few bits, but clearly rather than, if you can't beat them, join them. Corinthians now breaking down their left flank. Walker's keeping pace. Players arriving into the box. Paddock back in good numbers. Ball well whipped there. Dealt with by Dylan. Corinthians gets to it first though. Safely recycle. And they start again. And again, this is the Corinthians we saw in the first few minutes of the first half too. Keeping a very high line. Looking to keep Paddock pressed in. And this is where Paddock's technical discipline and positional discipline come into play. We've got our instructions. We know where we should be stood. We know who should be doing what. Sure, there was a foul there. Yeah, there we go. Noah Lawton. Little bit of a grab there. A little bit naughty. Again, no real danger here for Corinthians. Keeper well out of his net, acting as a third centre-back, really. All it takes, though, is the keeper to be out and one Sam Walker shot from 400 yards. If anyone could hit it from that far, Sam Walker can do a howitzer. Steady around the back, though. Paddock inching. No way forward. Can't say two words at the same time. Bit silly. Yeah, relatively comfortable here for Corinthians. Paddock's offside trap has been strong though, so they are trying to play, smartly off shoulders. Trying to time runs, make them late. Big crunching tackle there. Corinthians still win the ball out, I believe. No. Paddock get to it. Smith skips a tackle. The Corinthians are claiming the tackle forced the ball off Smith out for a throw to Corinthians. The ref is blowing, as it seems, for the foul on Smith. But in which case, it's either the foul should have been whistled earlier, or the throw-in goes to them. Again, I don't like sticking up for the opposition, but just, for me, that was, their challenge. Nathaniel, so we're in the Cheshire League, they're in the Manchester League, but they are in the Premier Division. They finished 3rd or 4th last season. So, like Bollington Town, who we played last week, they are a league above us in terms of the actual English football rankings. So, 2 weeks in a row, we're playing teams that are a league above us. Bollington actually in the league above us. Corinthians in a sister league above us, but still similar difficulty of team. They are a tough side. If we do come out of this with a win or even a draw, that is a good performance from us. I got worried for a second. Someone's beeping outside from the cars. Turns out there's a wedding party going past. Corinthians first to it, looking to break. It's a good ball down the line, but well read and intercepted by Dylan Wilson. Worth pointing out as well, obviously, we're playing Corinthians today. They were supposed to play Main Road last weekend, and they pulled out. So, you know, just thought to flag that. The United-inspired team, reliable. The City-inspired team, flakes. It's fun to shit stuff. George Henstock on the ball. Drawing a bit of a press from Corinthians. Doesn't get the ball very far though. Corinthians back in the middle of Paddock's half. Well intercepted by Olatunji until he fluffed it. Got to be better than that. Shanks it long. Into nobody. I get the safety of get rid first. Better safe than sorry. Especially if he just fluffed his touch. Would hope though next time round he has a bit more wherewithal to you know, find a shorter pass, whether that's to a Dion or a McGuinness. Walker chasing the 11. Amaro pressing. And again, when we are on the defensive, we are seeing more of a 2 in the front line from Karufa and Amaro. And then Joe are dropping more into the mid-block element. Well intercepted by Olatunji. Now, Wilson. Smith. Oh, it's a good ball. Then Draj, edge of the box. Smith with him. Chips it in. Too close to the keeper. He was trying to find Dylan to intercept for a header, which would have been the funniest thing possible, to chip a ball into the box for the shortest player. Well shielded there, the 16. Dodges the ref too. Corinthians. Press in from Karufa. Then Draj here as well. Not sure why someone on the sidelines keeps whistling. Bit annoying. Ooh. Khalid nearly found a way through. Nearly forced an error from the keeper. Near call from the sideline. Khalid, get back. You can see he was frustrated, didn't quite get it. Nice pressure from McGuinness. Didn't get rid of the ball from them, but forced them to change his mind. And again, chip ball over the top. We've seen a few of that. Oh, bit cheeky that. Yeah, we've seen a few chip balls over the top. They're trying to break our line, trying to find a way through the offside trap. It's good to see we're making them think. A bit more clamouring from the crowd, wanting a bit more action. Paddock playing a bit higher up here. Got to be careful if we do commit to their style. Yeah, we do start feeling ourselves a bit. We do invite them in behind. They might, you know, they might be down a goal, but they've had their chances. You know, a bit more willingness to pull the trigger. They could have had 1 or 2. I would say it's been a very even game. Again, same for Paddock. You know, I think Helder pulled the trigger in the first half. We could have had 2. Big ball forward. Karufa trying to flick it on. Does get a flick on with the back of his head though. Now, doing Draj out wide left. Guts in. taking it on the too many times, I think. Of good pressure here from Corinthians. Edge of the box. Smith sends it out wide. Amaro. Oh, fizzed across the goal. But again, nice of Paddock to be sensible. Previous years, Joa might have taken the one step, had to take the second, and still had a shot, even though it wasn't on once he'd taken that second step. Nearly intercepted by Paddock. McGuinness. Ref's giving the throw to Corinthians. Paddock just slightly boxed them in. Again, you see how easy it is for him to pass out, though. I'm not saying that's that Paddock being lazy, because, you know, we're not trying to do an intensive front press. But it's just more, you know, when we see how, you know, the difference in the presses from us versus them, we tend to be much more of a trigger press in the middle. They're triggering the press on the front line as well as the middle. And so it sometimes looks a bit like, oh, you know, we're a bit shaky at the back. Just a difference in press style. Good ball over top. Acres of space. Henstock's come out. That's madness again from Henstock. We need to rein that in. The first one was at least forgivable because he could get to the ball. That time he was nowhere near it. And it's only because the player fluffed his balance. Corinthians love a bit of give and go passing here. Slowly working their way through Paddock's half. Good ball around the flank. Well shielded. Will be the goal kick. Pushing away up, some nice staying control there and stuff, and then we fluffed it. And straight back out for a Paddock throw on that far side. I've just done the players where it went out. So subs time as well. Again, team sheet was a little bit inaccurate or incomplete because Oscar Imaro is also here in the mix. So both Imaro brothers are on the pitch now. And Oscar and Mike Taylor are on for Sam Walker and Dion Kemp. Jeremy, yeah, it's not been a bad game. Certainly, we've looked a lot more in this game than the Bollington one. You know, they did seem a bit sharper than Corinthians, though, so it's hard to say what's what. Paddock also had a few proper calamitous moments, as we always do. So, you know, we got lucky. It was a 3-1. They could have easily had 5 or 6. But that's what I say, you know, had we been more composed, a bit more alert, we could have had 2 or 3 ourselves on top of what we got. So last week could have been a 7-4. Yeah, in the meantime, just under half an hour left to play. Second goal would be lovely for Paddock. To confirm, backline at the moment. Ball thrown into the box. Nodded on. Imaro. Oh, Imaro not there. Couldn't get it in. Would have been a beautiful 2-0 that and a great goal for Gordon. Would have been good for his confidence. I'll try again there to reiterate the team. So George Henstock in goal, Joey Smith on the right, Oscar Imaro, brother of Gordon, on the left, with a centre-back pairing of Mike Olatunji and Mike Taylor. A bit of playmaking. Midfield, Joe McGuinness, who was late. That's why he was benched for Zach Bell. Midfielder Joe McGuinness, Dylan Wilson, and also Noah Lawton making a return from injury into the 10. And then higher up the field, Gordon O'Maro, Joe Adendraj, flanking Khalid Garufa. If it wasn't calamity, we certainly couldn't call it a Paddock match. Paddock now looking to push through the lines. Ball. And again, we saw a bit of it last half. Coleman not quite finding the pass through to Lawrence or to Joby. This time Joby's guilty of it. It must be a ginger curse. Imaro. Oscar Imaro with the press. Good work. There you go. McGuinness back to Mike Taylor. Here comes the press again. We've said before, you know, Mike Taylor himself has said, not the quickest. Not, you know, he's not. He's got his flaws, you know, whether, you know, age, injury, you know. But at the same time, that man can resist being pressed. Very strong close control. Good ability to drop the shoulder, to spin the man. Strong vision. And a great passing range. So, you know, for all he might not be the quickest, the least of their worries. You know. Will be another sub for Paddock in a second as well. Cam Waters will be rejoining. Replace Joe Adendraj. Yeah, we set up for kickoff kerfuffle. And so we've got this game now, an early kickoff for once. We've got United versus Wrexham. Come in a little bit. And then if anyone is asked, we've got England-France tonight at 10. So, bit of football going on. Imaro tries to do his man. Squared across, heavily squared across. Wasteful by Corinthians. Few applauses from the team, but for all it was a good break into the box. It was poor execution to send the pass over. Gordon can't get there. You got the Cam and Noah press there. And if you hadn't realised, with Joe going off, Cam's on the right, Gordon's come over to the left. So we've got an entire left side of Imaro. Oscar's left back, Gordon's left wing. Olatunji allows it to bounce. Good judgment. Sends it back. Back to the keeper they go. Henstock goes big. Nodded on. Keeper's out though. Got loads of passing options, and Corinthians recycle the ball. Lawton gives a little bit of a press. Frustrations of Corinthians there, obviously getting pressed. Not happy with the positioning perhaps of the teammates. Wilson chasing. Wilson back. Calls for an earlier pass. And again, this is what we talk about pre-season rust and stuff. Corinthians maybe just say a second off the speed they're normally at. Doing a bit too much, but Corinthians get it back again. Absolutely shanks out to the left wing. Can he take it out? It's a good header. Chopey Smith keeps it in. Not sure why, because he gave it straight back to them. Paddock driving now. Foul given. Again, I think that was soft. But, you know, Paddock have had their fair share of soft fouls in the first half, so karma redressing the balance. Yeah, don't worry, Scuffle. Obviously, I said people will miss parts of the match. It's all good. As a reminder, Paddock scored in the 13th minute thanks to a Joe Drash penalty. Nice bit of Joby Smith driving from the middle, losing his markers from the right-hand side. Ball squared into him, gets the first touch and then gets fouled. Nothing malicious, but obvious foul. Player goes down, and then Joe takes penalty and puts it nicely in the bottom corner. Since then, Paddock have defended that lead, but again, you know, solid play for the most part. A few silly passes, a couple of major errors from Dion and Joe Coleman. Ooh, that's flashed across the goal. Still in danger. Inside the edge of the box. Dealt with by Paddock just about. Nice sliding tackle. Need to be there. Somehow go away with that one. Wilson. Now, Gordon Amaro. Needs to find the pass. Noah Lawton. Into Amaro again. Just behind him. Just gets away. Oh, it's a heavy touch, but he gets away with it again. Paddock. Bit risky going back to Mike Taylor there with a man on him. You can see Mike and Michael just shuffling the way out. Now Michael needs to roll this to his left as he does. Oscar Amaro's on his left. Gordon's ahead. Gets it back to Wilson. Oh, he's trying to chip it through the lines for Gordon Amaro to take it. Noah Lawton nearly caught onto it. Ball goes long. Olatunji in the air again. Brave. It's in midfield though. It's getting a bit open now in the middle. Bit basketball. Paddock trying to commit a few people forward, same as Corinthians. Nathaniel, it wouldn't surprise me. I will have a look. I could well... Yeah, we have as well. It looks like Khalid Karufas in 17, and so is Noah Lawton. So, yeah, I'm assuming it was a kit error. Somebody forgot or somebody's... Yeah, whatever. Someone's done something wrong. This is what happens when you lose Dave Pritt. Kerfuffle, how many pre-season Paddock games... How many pre-season Paddock games are there? Well, we can answer that one a second. At the moment, there's... Oh, we've had one already. We had Bollington. There was an inter-squad friendly before that wasn't broadcast. Olatunji takes the ball out, gives it straight back to them, though. It's a little bit inviting pressure here. McGuinness gets away with it, though, and robs it back. Now, Smith. We'll come back to the fixture in a second. Amaro's far side if he goes for a diag. Rolls past the first player, stabs it through. Now, Lawton has got Waters with him. Paddock working the way through nicely here. Smith again. Into the box. Shirks the first challenge, can't shirk the second. And Corinthians punt clear. Do find the player, though. Oh. They're both back at the challenge. Paddock win the ball back. And Taylor gets it across to Olatunji. Wilson. Spreads it to the right hand side again. Paddock keeping their head up, looking for the box. Lawton's in there. Chipped all the way deep to back. Hits the crossbar and out for play it goes. So, last weekend we lost 3-1 to Bollington Town from the Premier League in the Cheshire Division. this weekend. We're obviously here right now. Earlier kick-off than usual, playing against Manchester Corinthians, who were top 3, top 4 in the Manchester Premier League. So again, similar difficulty to Bollington. Don't feel quite as sharp as they did, but again, don't know how many games they've had already. Main Road did pull out of a match last weekend, so this might be their first. We'll see. Next weekend, we have got a kick-off at 2 o'clock at Openshaw. Opposition wanted last we knew. Maybe we filled it, not sure. And again, we might be able to broadcast that one. We'll see how it goes. We have broadcast from Openshaw before, that's not a problem. It's just double checking my own availability. And then the 1st of August, we are away. And we're taking on East Manchester over at Birch Lane Duckinfield. That one I definitely can't broadcast. That's birthday weekend. But yeah, we've had 2. We'll hopefully have a 3rd next weekend if there's a game on. Not very long after that, there will be the start of the new season. As they go along, Bollington with his man. Aimaro's drifted in behind him. Michael has dealt with it. Bravery coming in here. Good kick. Lawson trying to get underneath it. But again, he's getting up. Ooh, Lawson loses it there with a heavy touch. He's battling. It's also worth pointing out as well, obviously, Paddock's subs, for the most part, have been younger players on. A couple of more seniors like Mike and Michael. Joe McGuinness, gets a bit of composure in there, but it's less about the composure, more about the willingness to run at people and get in too quickly. Paddock got to be careful not to just rush into too many tackles, miss out, and then lose the gaps of space behind them. I think we'll be able to push for promotion. Yeah, I'd hope so. I say we did okay last season, a bit flawed, but Paddock get clearance didn't go the way it should have done, and it's back with Corinthians. The cross comes in, deflected. Paddock needs to get there first. Gordon Amaro does. Nice give and go. Now he's going to have to skin him. Good cut inside. Good ball forward. Now players need to be running. So Lawton did have the space, but Carufa was also in it. That's where, need to move his vitality back from the start of the half. I guess, again, he's looking for minutes, looking for fitness, but you can't have the 2 players in the same spot. There you go. Claire Walk in the chat. No, we have 20 players and only shirts up to 18, so there'll be duplicates. So that explains why we've got 2 17s. So realistically, if we're going to do that, just have a whole team of 17s, just really piss the ref off. Yeah, we did see some good performances last season. We also saw some ones where we built up a bit of a purple patch off not being that good. Then went into that sort of rut late autumn into Christmas where that lack of real true form really exposed us against the likes of Knutsford and against Edgerton. But we came out the other side of it in January a lot stronger for it. A lot, that we seem to have overcome like a mental hurdle about stuff, and we finished first season in the league pretty well. Obviously, I would like to do much higher than that, but considering, not too disappointed. Yeah, for me now, got to be more competitive. I want to see us top 4 this season, if not pushing for promotion. Yes, Buffalo says, if you're watching on YouTube, do drop us a like and subscribe if you can. Helps the algorithm, helps us get our name out there a bit in terms of the football. Because it isn't just about Paddock. Obviously, we're trying to showcase the other teams as well. For opponents, it's all important non-league football. I know we've got our 100% fan ownership model, but even then, non-league football's probably some of the best of us really in terms of community spirit and involvement. We don't want to see teams fold like Bury did. We want to do that. No, Cam Waters, it's straight at the keeper, but it was a good bit of dribbling cutting through. Taylor with the control. Getting pressured. Oh, it's a mistake potentially. Henstock shanks it out. Again, Taylor a little bit frustrated with Olatunji there. I'm assuming he went the wrong way or something. Well cleared by Henstock though. Just under 15 to go for Paddock to hold on to this lead. Looking okay for it. Claire, Joa in the first half, 13th minute. Corinthians were on the press. Paddock did a counter-attack. Joby drifted from right back into the middle and let people push on the right instead. Ball squared into him into the box. Gets a touch and then gets fouled. Down he goes like a sack of spuds. As I said before, it wasn't a bad foul, malicious or anything, but obvious foul. Ref gives penalty and Joa puts it bottom right, nice and easy. And I can just show that as well. Ta-da! The graphic. Lovely stuff. But yeah, both teams should have scored one extra themselves. Penalty, Claire, penalty. Both teams should have scored from open play, though. Henstock came out a goal for Paddock. Wild out a goal. Came out a second time like further, just kept going and going. Fell over. They got to shoot, and they just delayed. And then a shot, and Sam Walker blocks it. They shoot again at the post. Carnage. So we got away with that one. But equally, held up Pires in the box. Got in the box, skipped past his man, just has to pull the trigger and have a shot on goal, and takes a second and a third touch. And you're thinking, dear, what could have been? Could have put us 2 up. And again, a couple of close calls for both sides in the second half too. Gordon O'Mara back post, and one of their players back post for the corner. So, been a fairly competitive match, fairly even. They'll be frustrated to be down, but equally, we've got everything to be proud of. We've been working hard for this. Yeah, flash with the clips. I do save the clips myself where I can. Obviously, it's much quicker for fans to share from Twitch and YouTube. And if you aren't a member, you can become a member of Paddock. €5 a month, 50 for the year. Save yourself a 10 of that. That gives you voting rights on stuff like sponsorship, kit design, expansion of clubs in terms of team sizes and stuff, venues. Ooh, nothing given. Dylan just bounced off the player. But not only do you get voting rights, though, you also get access to the members' Telegram chat. So you'll get the clips from Flash and other people, the chat about the team. Subs-wise, loads have been made. So Henstock's in goal, Joby Smith still at the right. Oscar O'Mara's in left-back. Centre-back pairing has changed from James and Sam Walker into Mike Taylor and Michael Olatunji. Midfield's entirely changed too. Noah, Dylan and McGuinness are in. McGuinness was late, so he got benched for kickoff for Zach. So 3 new mids in. Cam Waters is back on for Joa. Gordon O'Mara's on the wing instead of Lawrence. And Khalid Groove up top instead of Helder Pires. Cathedral Steve Howson does a Patreon for his own stuff. Obviously, that's United and Paddock content and his own House and IRL stuff. But no, Paddock, it is just the Paddock membership. So, like I say, it's just you become a member, you get a certificate to show you're a member of the club. You are, officially an owner. You get your ownership number. Like I said, with that, you become part of the voting register. You get emails about it, options regarding, say, voting on kit design, expansion. Obviously, we had a vote on the women's team that we brought in for last season. They got promoted in their first try, so, had some success stories already. It's been good. The ball comes into the box. Well dealt with by Paddock. Will be... Ooh, maybe not. There will be a corner. Well stopped. Corinthians keeping the pressure on. And again, a few scrappy touches and just deflecting. Lawton appeared to the ref saying, look, you just shoved me in the back. He did, but the ref didn't know anything about it. Lawton tries his hand again. Roofer 2. Gonna sandwich people. Corinthians breaking through. Smith gets out wide. Does just enough to get out for a goal kick. I'll say 80th minute now. Do let us know in the chat who you feel your player of the game has been. For me, I would be saying Joby Smith at right back, right wing back. I think for me he's been very diligent in his defensive work while also having the athleticism and the know-how to go and attack. Obviously, he won the penalty. Nice movement, nice dribbling. The free kick goes forward. Goal kick, whichever one we took. Not sure. Surely Henstock taking his goal kicks unless he's hurt his leg. Had it though. Square ball into Lawton. Looks the ball through the line. It's a great pass. There's a tug there. So it's interesting this one though, because like I say, they're calling last man. It's a yellow card given. be a free kick right on the edge of the box, just to the right of the D. 82nd minute of play. It's a great spot for Paddock. Cam Waters has got a mega free kick on him. Not that Dylan Wilson can't hit one either, or Mike Taylor. Let's see who it will be. I believe it will be Mike Taylor. Yeah, just to confirm, yellow card to somebody. Will be another sub as well. James Johnson's coming back on for the last few for Joby Smith. Free kick. Oh, it's just crashed over. Put the outside of the post. Not a bad effort from Paddock, that. Again, though, this is where the discipline matters. Big ball down the line. Alton chasing. Henstock. Chips it clear. Gordon O'Maro. Stabbed into the middle. McGuinness. It's a dangerous pass there from McGuinness into Wilson. You could say Wilson was a little bit half asleep there. Safely back to Henstock he goes. And floated forward into the middle. Lawton battling. Corinthians do win it. Oscar O'Maro tracking the wide player rightly rather than following that. Lawton. Good pressure there. Carufa as well. 217s. Player said in the chat, we've only got kits up to 18, so there will be duplicates, giving me 20 players. Here we go now. Gordon O'Maro pushing up the line to Carufa. Oscar O'Maro coming up as well. Can Paddy get the second here? What can Khalid do? Puts it around the corner to Gordon. Oh, it's too easy to the keeper. Frustration there from Gordon O'Maro, but rightly so. Bit pants. But just under 6 minutes to go. I doubt the ref's going to do any stoppage time given. It's a friendly. Thought he might do 2 in the first half for a couple of knocks, but no. The same way that, say the Bollington game. The hydration breaks counted as the playing time for the first and second half as well, so no nonsense in these friendlies. Especially if anyone else is on after us. Hence the early kickoff. You can see the idea. Lawson, a bit wrong-footed there in terms of his spot. Bit unlucky that. I think Noah's looked diligent though since he's came on. Again, been a bright spot for me, both him and Dylan. Not to say McGuinness hasn't been either, to be fair. Yeah, I think this midfield three has been stronger than the last lot. It's tricky because obviously a lot of you do like Cam Waters in the midfield. Cam himself said, he likes playing up top, but equally he was naturally a fullback. I don't know, based on who we've got at the moment in terms of strongest lineup, let me know what you think, but obviously Henstock's the keeper, just is what it is. But for me, back four, Joby, Walker, Olatunji, Cam Waters at left back, really. My pick. And then have your midfield that we've got now, the midfield three. And then attacking force, Joa +2, which again, personally I do rate Gordon. A few little decision errors so far, but I think we get that out of him in the minutes, same way we did with Kiefer. Elder Pires is reliable, but again, is he pulling the trigger enough for us to be centre forward? Do we need someone else up top? We were quite lucky with having Sam Pratt in the mix when we had him. The ball comes across, Henstock takes it easily. He can afford to waste a minute here if he feels up to it. Yeah, in terms of new talent, we had a good trial day. I'd say one of our fan reps, Stu Harrowing, helped organise that one. I'm sure Stu, if he's still here, can tell you a bit more about that. But yeah, there was a few good players. Obviously, Joby Smith, who's been subbed off at right back, right wing back. He came from Manchester Corinthians, so he's had a very good game today. As the ball goes around, it's a great ball into the path, nicely weighted. Oscar O'Mara clears up and gets out safely. Better out than in. Yeah, Joby's been a good pickup. Obviously, the idea that we've kept Dylan Wilson as well, and Noah Lawton returned from injury, they're big pickups for us. James Johnson at centre back. That's over the roof of the net there. Yeah, probably Joby's the star boy. Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, standout wise, I'd hope more people do. Obviously, for me, Dylan had a standout season last season, so more with the same pleas from him. Noah Lawton, if he can stay injury free, I think has a higher ceiling than Dylan in terms of what he can offer to the Paddock team. Bit of a shove in the back there, ref now. And Cam Waters. Again, Cam Waters last season was looking great. Him and Florin. But just obviously we lost Florin and Cam's availability is limited with his work. So it's a bit of a bugger. So we'll see. But no, for me, if I was picking anyone right now, Joby Smith, the right back. But I'd hope for more from, say, Dylan, Noah, and even Gordon Imaro. So we'll see who can do what. But I won't be too upset as long as the team performances are good. Swinging that ball in the sunshine over to the far side. It's a great take out of the air. Paddock's on the edge of the box on the right. Need reinforcements. Oh, it's a poor pass. Wilson gets it back, though. Also have a dink. Not the right call. Imaro does have a dink. Also not the right call. A little bit tame, that shot. On target, at least. Yeah, centre defence is still good. Like I say, we've still got Sam Walker. We've still got Michael Olatunji. Junior Bembo played last weekend. James Johnson's in there. So I feel pretty solid at the centre back position. Again, you know, Cam Watts can play left and right. Dion Kemp's back. Looking, you know, sharper as he goes along. Joby at the right. So we've got options. So we've also got Harley Watson and Lawrence O'Donoghue who can play left back, left wing. So, you know, there's availability there. Lawrence can even play on the right side too. So, you know, we're looking decent for squad depth. For me, I just feel like, you know, we could do with a proper bagsman number 9. And again, with a bit of time, Phoenix Lawton obviously had an injury. Had to have surgery before the end of last season. Paddock are driving it. It's a good interception there from Corinthians. Yeah, I was going to say, Phoenix Lawton now is a proper bulldog type centre forward. Bit of a, you know, like a short Sheshko. As Imara nearly gets there. He does get there now, but it will be thrown to Corinthians. Good pressure though. But yeah, Howson loves Phoenix Lawton, but again, out the picture at the moment. And maybe that's why we're not getting another centre forward. Maybe it's a case of, you know, between potentially Leland if he's still around, Phoenix Lawton when he comes back, Helder. You know, that's enough for a strike force for us. But last 15 seconds technically. Again, we'll pop some stoppage up if there's going to be any, but we're very close to the final whistle from my count. Like I say, get your nomination for player of the match in the chat below. Going to give it a +2 on this one. Paddock pressing. Won it back with Cam Waters. Cam knows he just needs to drive wide. He's getting held up there. Ref's just giving the throw to Corinthians. Call from the sidelines was that's a foul, but Ronnie's around, but I don't know if Ronnie's coming back or not. Let's say Ronnie's had, you know, time in and out the squad. You know, we've lost a few people over the years, like Nosa, who, you know, they just fell out of love with the game and stuff. Ryan Katumba. You know, Ronnie's one of them where, you know, he wanted to take time away from it, came back last season, looked sharp at first, and then form slowed a little bit. And again, don't know how much of an involvement he'll have. He has a certain skill set, like, you know, don't get me wrong, he's useful time in the squad. Very good close dribbler as we belt the ball off there, Mike Taylor. Deflecting back. Very given to Paddock. That was dangerous, that was.
Somehow Paddock are living on borrowed time there. Very, very strange behaviour. And I'm sure Gibbo will be having a big word in the changing room at that, because that could have thrown away a lead after all the hard work. Could have thrown it away. Paddock have it back in now. Dylan Wilson. Looking to drive. He's going to come into trouble in a second. I think it was a good tackle, but equally I'll say Oscar Amaro holding his man up, gets beat though. It's a good skin round. Ball comes across. Inside into the box. Teed up for the shot. Shanks it over. That will be a goal kick to Paddock into Henstock. Dylan Wilson just asking the ref if that was a foul on him or not. The ref says, rightly, no it wasn't. At the same time, you know, Dylan could have passed to McGuinness ahead of him. I think McGuinness's positioning maybe could be a bit better. But I get why it was what it was. He might have wanted to do the 1-2. You know, these little bits of synergy come from playing. McGuinness, even though he's played a lot with Paddock, did come in last season. Well taken at the air by Corinthians defender. Again, a guest on the +2. We've currently played 3 minutes of stoppage. Big shield at the Paddock. Janet, not sure to be honest. Again, with the level we're at, obviously, you know, it's you know, you're registered, but you're not contracted. So, you know, regular chopping and changing isn't. Oh, there you go. Interrupted by the referee's whistle. Full time, and Paddock come away with our first win of pre-season, which is fantastic news. Paddock 1, Manchester Corinthians 0. Separated by a Joe Adindraj penalty in the 13th minute. That'll do for a pre-season warm-up. That is a good win. Yep, Flash ref making up for the minutes last week that we lost out. Because I reckon we should have played an extra 10 or 12 last week. We've got daps all over the field. As we like to see, a nice composed game. There were a few flare points in the Bollington game. A few bits of flash of temper. Much better this game, even with some crunching tackles. You know, just go on with it rather than having a bit of a Barney about it. But yeah, Paddock coming away with a surprise 1-0 win. Did say beforehand, even a defeat against a team in the league above isn't a bad thing as long as we're getting the right things out of it in terms of, you know, the tactics, the positioning, the work rate, the collaboration elements, the synergy between players. You know, that build-up play. And yeah, as Stu said earlier, you know, some of the build-up play has been nice. Some of the decision-making has been a bit pants, as we see a certain Mr. Lee Sheff crossing the field there with his hat on and his shorts. But yeah, all in all, a good day for Paddock. Well done to the lads. So thanks for watching though. So we're going to wrap up quite quickly here because I am going to be off now. My plans are to drive to a different city. Do the missus. So I will be seeing you in a bit. Like I say, no fixture confirmed for next Saturday yet. We will be at Openshaw, not at Hyde United, but it will be back to a 2 o'clock kickoff. Worst case, there will be a Veo broadcast of it. If not, the actual broadcast with me on here. So keep an eye out on Paddock socials. If you're in the Telegram group, obviously, we'll inform you in there as well. And hopefully, we've got through this without any injuries. We get a bit of news about players coming back. For now, though, thank you for watching. Cheers to all of you lot for sticking around and sticking with us. And let's hope we have a good game next weekend. Look after yourselves, and we'll see you when we see you.
Real fan ownership, real fan input, real fan change, real fan power. 50 plus 1, we can go better than that. 100 plus none. Download our app, view the free content, read about the club, that's fine. But if you want more, become a member. To vote, to go behind the scenes, to make an impact, interact with a global community around the world, influencing how we grow, where we play, club ethics and values. The more members we have, the faster we grow. Support the club, run the club, own the club. This is ours and no one will take it away. The future is in all our hands.